deep in the backwoods of the American South, where the fog clings low to the ground and superstition runs deeper than the roots of any tree. There lies a legend, one whispered by those who know better than to cross the line between grief and damnation. The locals call it Pumpkinhead. Ed Harley was a simple man, a widower raising his young son Billy. Together, they ran a small country store, living quietly among the fields and hills. For Ed, his boy was everything. The last piece of light in a world that had already taken too much from him. But one cruel afternoon, that light was snuffed out. A group of city kids, out for a weekend dirt bike ride, tore through the dusty back roads near Ed's store. Their laughter filled the air until one of their bikes struck Billy. The sound of the crash echoed like thunder. When Ed found his son's limp body in the dirt, the world stopped. The bikers panicked, fled, and left the man broken in the dust. As the sun bled out between the trees, Ed carried his boy home, his arms trembling with the weight of sorrow and fury. He sat in that cabin for hours, rocking Billy's lifeless body, until something inside him snapped. He remembered the old stories his father once told, stories about a woman who lived deep in the woods, a witch who could call upon a demon to avenge the wronged. Her name was Haggis. Driven by grief, Ed rode through the night, guided only by his rage and the howling wind. He found the witch's shack hidden among the swamp, a place where the air itself felt heavy with the presence of death. "I cannot live without my boy," Ed pleaded. "You can't bring him back," Haggis rasped, her eyes like cloudy glass. "But there is a way to make them pay." The witch led him to an ancient graveyard known as the Pumpkin Patch, a cursed field where twisted pumpkins grew around the mounds of the damned. There, buried beneath the soil, was the corpse of something not quite human, a skeletal, shriveled creature curled in eternal slumber. Haggis performed the dark ritual, mixing Ed's blood with that of his dead son. The creature began to stir, its body stretched, bones cracking and muscles tightening. Eyes burned open, filled with an unnatural fire. The demon Pumpkinhead was reborn. When night fell, the killings began. One by one, the teenagers were hunted. They saw its silhouette in the mist, tall, pale, with claws like knives and a head shaped like a monstrous gourd. It tore through cabins and dragged victims screaming into the dark, and left nothing but blood and echoes. But vengeance has a price. As Pumpkinhead carried out its slaughter, Ed began to feel every scream, every death. His rage began to fade, replaced by horror as he realized the truth. He and the demon were connected. The more Pumpkinhead killed, the more Ed could see through its eyes. He tried to stop it. He tried to undo what had been done. But you can't stop vengeance once it's been unleashed.